Danny Dietrich moves quick for a big guy. A sprint car driver DQ'd for a tall wicker bill. Plus, we'll talk Outlaws at Knoxville and the first weekend on the new Hoosier late model tires. Let's go. It's Sunday, April 20th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. If you're playing in any pools during the season, maybe you're participating in Dirt Draft, or you're going to throw some bets down, or you're just a stat nerd and you like numbers like me, check out the analytics section at DIRTRACKR.com. We track both World of Outlaws series, Lucas, High Limit, USAC, you name it, we've got it in there. The database right now, north of 2,200 races worth of results, stats, and analysis. A lot of information available for free. You don't need to sign up. You can just look. That includes race results, driver pages, and a bunch of stats. But if you want access to even more and all the numbers that I have access to, grab a subscription to DIRTRACKR Plus, $4.99 a month or $49.99 a year. The year gets you 2 months for free, effectively. And you can cancel super easy anytime. Signing up gets you access to the Plus dashboard, which has a bunch of added tools and visualizations, and you unlock more than 25 extra features, including things you're just not going to find anywhere else. Whether you're a race fan, a member of the media, maybe you work for a series or a track, DIRTRACKR Plus is the perfect resource. You can see everything Plus has to offer and sign up for a subscription over at DIRTRACKR.com/getplus. A bunch of things to talk about from the past few days of dirt racing. We'll get rolling here with the World of Outlaws at Knoxville. Friday's show, we lost that one to weather, but we did get 64 cars signed in last night. There'd been chatter of potentially 70 or maybe even 80 sprint cars showing up, but those bigger numbers just didn't materialize. You have to wonder if maybe the weather played a part there. It was still one of the biggest non-national sprint car shows at Knoxville we've ever had. Rico Abreu ended up going to victory lane for his first ever World of Outlaws score at the track. He'd previously won nationals prelim nights and with the All-Stars weekly shows. He won the Cappy last year, but never an actual Outlaw sanctioned event. This is a racetrack that he and crew chief Ricky Warner have put a big focus on, and getting up front at the Nationals is something that they want bad. They'll be back at Knoxville a bunch more this season, including actually next weekend. They've got the Friday Outlaw show at Jacksonville on their schedule, and then they're going to road trip back to Knoxville for that weekly opener on Saturday. Behind Rico, Kyle Larson went 9th to 2nd, about the performance you would expect out of Young Money these days, especially when he starts a little bit deeper. And he almost got the 24 on the last lap. He just about went 9th to the win. Logan Schuchart was 3rd after starting on the pole, and Outlaw Championship leader David Gravel went 10th to 6th. Tyler Courtney also looked fast with a top 5 finish. And Aaron Reitzel, quick yet again. I think that 87 car going to continue being a problem all season for anywhere he shows up, including in that high limit championship battle. On the flip side, it was a disaster night for several other big names. That includes Carson Macedo, who got caught up in an incident on a restart, got trapped in the work area. He was credited with a 27th place finish. Definitely not what he needed in the championship battle. And Donny Schatz had to use a provisional to start last night's main event. He qualified 25th in his group and was forced to run a non-qualifier, which he then didn't transfer out of. Schatz hadn't been in a non-qualifier since Knoxville in June last year. He needed a 7-2 charge in the C to tag the rear of the B, but any driver, they're going to be hard-pressed to get to a transfer spot in a 12-lap B from 20th. The TSR-15 also trapped in the work area after getting hit by Parker Price Miller, but the Macedo incident actually saved them. When you've got a caution on a restart, the lap doesn't get counted, so Schatz was actually able to use that extra time, get that 15 machine fixed, and get back out. They were able to salvage a 17th place result. I said last week, qualifying is going to be a big key for this team going forward. Saturday night showed they have more work to do. And we'll have more Schatz things coming up this week. There's some interesting things going on with that team and that car that I want to point out to you guys. Gravel's lead now 68 points in the championship over Schuchart. Macedo now triple digits back, but Kofoid also lost ground as he needed a provisional as well. A couple of other notes. Good to see Tasker Phillips walk away from a nasty heat race crash after tangling with Brad Sweet. Gio Scelzi had his 2024 Nationals car out this weekend. That one's been on the shelf since they ran it at Nationals last year. Obviously got it back out. And I'm told there were a few cars at Knoxville running a new header pipe design on their engines, with Rico Abreu's 24 car one of them. Certainly not uncommon to see some trick stuff come out for Knoxville, and maybe it worked out for Rico since he ended up winning. The Outlaws hit Jacksonville and Hobstadt next weekend. In Central PA was a good few days to be Anthony Macri. He won both features Friday at Williams Grove, then went to Lincoln on Saturday and bagged another 10 grand in the Weldon Sterner Memorial. That takes Macri's win count up to 5 races on the season. That Williams Grove show also featured a wild moment for Cale Thomas in the Shark Racing 1A and Danny Dietrich. Thomas got the opening down the backstretch racing with Lance DeWeese and went for a ride that also saw that car catch on fire. Dietrich stopped his car just feet away and was unbuckling as he rolled to a stop. The big man on the move quick. He was the first one to Thomas, helping him get out of that crashed machine. Double D drawing praise from a bunch of folks online for that one. He was actually 5th, 3rd, and 2nd between the Grove and Lincoln. Thomas' tough weekend in the 1A continued with a late race crash at Lincoln on Saturday. At Port Royal, we had some late race fireworks between Justin Whittall and Logan Wagner. Those two throwing sliders for the lead, but they came together into turn 1 with 7 to go. Wagner tried an inside move, but it looked like Whittall was also going low into one to maybe try and block that slider line. Whittall not happy with Wagner afterwards in that one. There was a video of him beating on the wing. That did open the door for Michael Walter to score his first career win at Port Royal. In Ohio, we had a race winner DQ'd post-race at Attica on Friday. Scotty Thiel took the checkered on the track, but Devin Borden was awarded the victory when Thiel's car was found to have a wicker bill on the top wing that was too tall. Thiel's car with the 2-inch wicker, but this season Attica is only allowing 1.5 inches. If you might remember, Attica was one of the tracks last year that went against the trend of shrinking the wickers like we saw with the Outlaws and High Limit. Attica and Fremont actually allowing 3-inch top wing wickers. But new for this season, they adopted the All-Star rulebook, which is just the high limit rules, which only allow 1.5 inches. And it's obviously on Thiel and his guys to understand the rules at every track they race at, but with all the swapping that's gone on, it's not hard to see why teams might get confused. It was Borden's first win since a Port Royal victory in the Stamen car over a year ago. Other weekend open wheel winners included AJ Flick in the sprint car at Tri-City. Dominic Selzy was a sprint car challenge tour winner at Merced, and young Levi Hillier won the 410 weekly opener at Skagit. Moving on to late model stuff, this was the first weekend for teams to race on the new Hoosier right rear tires, but it didn't seem to slow several of the top guys down. Brandon Shepard stayed hot Thursday, winning with Mars at Cedar County back in the Family B5, and that was after winning the Illini 100 the week before. And Bobby Pierce, he was concerned kind of going into this weekend about the tires, but he went to 34 Raceway and swept the Slocum 50 weekend. It's still very early on, very small sample size, and there definitely seems to be some differences, but it didn't seem to cause drastic changes for those of us watching these races. Both national tours return to action next weekend. We'll see how the new rubber affects guys in those events. At Paragon, Jason Jamison used a 3rd to 1st move on a lap 35 restart to beat Hudson O'Neill in the Northern All-Star Show on Friday night. Ricky Weiss led all 53 laps to take the Spring National Show at I-75, and Tyler Erb went 11th to the win in a messy show at Tazewell that saw a bunch of flat tires. It was Erb's first win since the National 100 in 2024. Joseph Joyner was a Southern Thunder Super Dirt Series winner at Southern Raceway on Saturday night. He beat Dalton Cook in that one. And in the Northeast, LJ Lombardo won his second career Super DIRTcar Series race on Friday at Albany, Saratoga. He got by Alex Yankowski on lap 32, drove on to the win. Yankowski's second place finish sees him now take over the championship lead with Matt Williamson second and Eric Rudolph in third. Big Blocks back to action May 13th at Georgetown. We'll shut it down right there for the day. Hope you guys have a great Sunday out there and a great Easter if you celebrate. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.